I love that picture that you guys sent me. And I kind of cropped it out of the flyer. It looks kind of cool, don't it?
Yeah. There they come.
All right, you guys, we are doing great right now. We have 14 people signed in today, including our panelists. So that's great. We've already got several people signed up for this trip. Um, Poland, I'll just talk a little bit while you guys are setting up. Poland has really become popular within our company. As a matter of fact, I've got a group. I think they took off today, possibly on their trip. They flew out today to get over to Poland. Another travel agencies group that's going out this year. And a couple of years ago, I guess, when all that Russia thing happened, they were getting a bad rap, or thinking that it wasn't safe to go there. And my president of our company, Nish Patel, decided to take his whole family there a couple springs ago to prove to everybody that Poland is not only safe to travel to, but it is one of the beautifulest destinations that is rich with history. And everybody, I think, is just surprised and just blown away by it, and have loved the trip. And we've enhanced the tour in 2025. We added, and Nish is like, no, we got to go to this one city, so we added a little bit to it, added another day on it for you, and we're giving free airfare too. So are we all set?
Think so.
All right, I'm gonna just turn off my camera here. Okay.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Julie from First Class Travel, and our friends Tammy and Bruce from Dynamic Designs are here as well. And we got an idea to go to Poland because Pulaski is known for their Polish heritage. So we are partnering with Tammy and Bruce and inviting you all to come along. I'll have Tammy tell a little bit about the Polish heritage here.
Thanks, Julie. No, we are Tammy and Bruce. A lot of you guys know us as Dynamic Tammy and Dynamic Bruce, but we are very involved in the heritage, the Polish heritage in the Pulaski Area Historical Society. And I know Bruce's dad went a few years ago to Poland. Bruce is kind of interested in, we actually are Facebook friends with, it would be a relative, Brzeczkowski from Poland, and we'd like to maybe possibly meet up with them when we're there. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but we're really excited about it. I have a lot of anxiety too, because I've never really gone on a trip like this, Julie. So
this is why we wanted to partner with Mayflower, because they do an excellent job.
Awesome.
And they're one of the best partners that we have in the travel industry. So
that's awesome.
So put your mind at ease, right?
Absolutely, you guys. I just came back from Europe. Like, I don't know what day is today. I feel like I'm still in Europe right now, but I'm not. And, you're just going to be excited, and I can't wait. So don't be too stressed out about flying or doing anything with the trip. We're going to take care of most of things for you. And if you want, I can get started, and I'll tell you a little bit of background about Mayflower, so that it might ease your mind a little bit about who we are as well.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, great. I'm going to turn off my camera, guys, just so I don't distract anybody too much here when I'm talking. And just mute yourselves. That way, in case you get distracted or need a drink or something, or water or anything, we won't have to worry about hearing anything. So my name is Judy O'Brien. I'm the BDM, Business Development Manager, for Mayflower Cruises and Tours in Northern Illinois, Wisconsin, Ohio, and Oklahoma. And I've worked at Mayflower now going on 17 years. I worked there for 5 years, from 1998 to 2003. And I took 9 years off when our son was going into kindergarten and came back. And I've been back since 2012. And we've just been really growing as a company. Let me see if I can get hang on one second. Let me just fix this. There we go. Okay. Been just really, really growing as a company over the years. So little history about Mayflower. Mayflower Tours started in Downers Grove, Illinois. It's actually where I was born and raised in 1979. And started just growing as a company. We did motor coach tours. We did tours around North America and a few international trips. And then in 2008, we started doing our first river cruises over in Europe. The handsome gentleman on the left, that's Glenn Maroney. He is the owner of the Scenic Group, Scenic Luxury Cruises and Tours. And he took note of who Mayflower was because when he launched his river cruises in 2014 on Emerald, Mayflower started chartering his ships. And we did such an unbelievable job. He really perked his ears up and he decided to buy our company in 2018. So John and Mary Stactic, our former owners, got to retire after 40 years in the business. And now we are owned by a bigger global company. That this guy loves to build ships and his wife likes to decorate them. So we have those beautiful yacht cruises and river cruises. But as far as our Mayflower brand, we still have all of our wonderful land programs all around North America, international world, like Poland. And of course, just amazing different destinations and travel styles all over the world. Including our little Poland tour. So one of the things like that might put your mind at ease, if you've never been on a trip like this before, it is a guided tour. So we're going to show you or tell you a little bit about what the Mayflower experience would be. So we're going to be taking care of your transportation on this. As a matter of fact, we're giving you free airfare from Chicagoland or actually any of airports in the contiguous U.S. So let us know if maybe you've got friends that want to join you on this, but they're coming from Nashville or Tampa or wherever. Or we'll be able to help them out with that airfare on there. And then, of course, once we're out on the tour, the motor coaches that we're going to be using, it's going to be all deluxe transportation because it's a guided tour. Everything's pre-planned for you with a nice itinerary, including wonderful accommodations for your hotels. We'll include luggage handling for you when you get to your hotels. We'll have that be taken right up to your room so that it'll be in your room for you to be able to unpack. You don't have to worry about lugging it up any stairs or through the elevator or down hallways. We'll have a professional Mayflower tour manager with you on this trip. And then we'll also use local step-on guides and historians in some of the areas. So, we may pick up a local guide on our very next day when we arrive to give you a nice tour around Gdansk and that area. We'll have some unique dining experiences that will be included, and then we'll have some meals on our own, of course. And then we have what we call a guaranteed share program. And those are for single travelers that really want to join you to Poland. They cannot find a roommate. They don't really want to pay the single supplement, and they don't mind us finding them a same gender, non-smoking roommate. And now they say no CPAP machines either, no sleeping apnea, sleeping machines. But you do need to try to book that at least 6 months or prior to departure, because if we don't find you a roommate by the time this trip departs, you get that room to yourself at the twin rate. If you did decide you wanted to be a guaranteed share and it was after 6 months prior, so they say it's only 4 months prior. If there was an open guaranteed share person in a room that we could link you up with, we probably would still allow you to do it. So if anybody has questions about that later on, just let me know. Okay. It's really just a wonderful way to either meet future travel companions. It's definitely not for everybody, but it is a nice way. We've got a lot of single travelers, people are getting older, whatever reason it may be, they still want to be able to travel. And they're looking to save money or find a future travel companion. So when you put all those things together, plus some free time while we're out touring. You're going to get dinners on your own, things like that, where you can at least walk around and do some exploring on your own. That's what we call the Mayflower experience. We want to get a nice big group photo of you right here, like with this tour manager, put them in Machu Picchu. Here's another nice group photo. You guys are having a good time. We want to see you guys get a nice group photo as well and have a wonderful time on this trip. So Tammy and Bruce are going to be your escorts, you guys, on this trip. And I don't know who else I'd want to travel with because I can already tell they're going to be fun, fun, fun. And they've already got some Polish heritage. Knowing them, they'll probably do a little bit even more research. And just, I think it's going to be one fabulous trip for you guys. And I'd like to thank Julie with First Class Travel for organizing this trip with them and with Mayflower Cruises and Tours. So this is going to go out October 7th of 2025. You're going to get free airfare if you get this booked by September 30th. Okay. Of course, while space is available, because I've already got, I cannot tell you how many groups are promoting Poland next year. We actually recently just had to add 3 dates because we have a huge group out of Texas that is expecting 100 people to go. And that's on top of the other dates we already have that already have people booked and people wanting to go. So you know what I say? Early bird gets the worm. That's how you get your seat on this trip. You book early, you get the free airfare, you save your seat. All you need to do is deposit, pay your final payment down the road. And we'll go over that a little bit later. Now, the first thing is I want you to kind of take a peek at is your passports. And Julie will check these for you, and so will Mayflower. But we want to make sure that they're good for at least 6 months when you return. Okay. We definitely need a photocopy of your passport when you submit your reservation form. And if you want to really count out about 6 months, I'd like to push it up just a couple more weeks. Let's make sure that's good through April 30th, sorry, of 2026. That shouldn't say 25, 2026, okay? April 30th of 2026. Okay, we're going to get right into this itinerary right now. And this is leaving out on October 7th. This is just kind of a map of where we're going. And big, beautiful Poland. That's a big country too. Look at that. We're going to be hitting a lot of different cities here, you guys. And we're flying into Gdansk here, doing a little touring in that area, and then heading down into Warsaw for 2 nights, continuing down further south where we get into Krakow for 3 nights and visiting a few different cities up in that area. We added in the Czeskochowa. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. That's the city we added in. It's an absolutely gorgeous city. So on our first day, we're going to be leaving the United States from Chicagoland, okay? Well, that's this group, or your group is coming out of, where are you guys flying out of, either Green Bay or Minneapolis or whatever. But we're going to be getting you right over to Poland, okay? So when you fly over the big lake, you'll be arriving actually that next day. Usually flights are overnight, and you'll arrive in Poland probably that next morning or early afternoon. So upon arrival, you can follow the signs, going through, immigration, international customs, all that good stuff. And then you'll be met in the baggage claim area of the airport, where we'll have a representative waiting for you after you get through customs. And then we're going to take you right over to the hotel. This is a time at the airport when you might want to take a few minutes if you feel like you need to exchange any US dollars into local currency. Honest to God, I just came back from 5 different countries. I didn't exchange any money. I just used my credit card the whole time. And it worked out for me. So we could talk about that when you guys do a document meeting, getting ready to travel about a couple weeks before you leave for the trip. Okay. So we're going to be, we'll show a picture of your hotel here in a little bit too. But on that first day, we're going to be getting into, let me just move these out of the way here for a minute. Into Gdansk. It's the most beautiful town ever. It's got the historic downtown. It's filled with beautiful outdoor restaurants, really cute little shops. And it's known for the amber stone. It's very popular there. That's her iconic stone. You'll find many of that in the fabulous jewelry pieces made with that stone. And they also have the amazing church with the altar that's made out of amber. And you'll all know that Gdansk is known for, I'm not sure if I could pronounce this, the solid Arnasik Walasa. Not sure if I could pronounce that right, but that was brought Poland to democracy. So we're staying at the Mercure Gdansk Star Miastro or similar type of hotel in this area. And once we get in and you fly in, it's your first day, you guys. You're going to be tired. Don't worry. Relax at your hotel for a few minutes. I always tell people, please don't nap. If you really are adamant that you need a nap, try to set your alarm and don't sleep for more than 30 to 40 minutes because it's going to really throw you off with jet lag type of thing. So if you get in early enough, go out and explore. Go sit on a bench somewhere. Go grab an ice cream cone or something. Take some pictures. Taste something. Go get a nice cup of coffee or whatever. And then later on, we're going to have dinner included at the hotel. So once you have your dinner included with your tour manager and your fellow travel companions, then I want you to go to bed early that night. Okay. I know you're going to be tempted to want to go to the bar, maybe have a cocktail. Just call it early that night so that you can get up early and be fresh and ready to go for your tour the next day. As I mentioned, amber has always been the native gemstone of Poland. Here's a kind of a picture of what they look like. The country's coastline once supplied ancient Greeks and Romans with this precious electrum via the famous Amber Road. And that used to connect the Baltic Sea with the Mediterranean. So maybe you guys can pick up yourself some nice jewelry, earrings, or something that has that'll remind you of your Poland trip when you come back. Okay, we are ready to start touring now. All right, so get ready. We are going to start our morning. Usually breakfast, by the way, you're going to have a nice breakfast in the morning. Breakfast is usually start about 7 a.m. So, we're going to be doing touring on these trips. We're getting up early. We're going to be ready to go. We're going to have a nice, good breakfast. And then usually a walking tour. We're going to have included, probably we'll start around 9 a.m. or so. So that gives you time to really have a nice leisurely breakfast and then, go back, freshen up, go to the bathroom, whatever, and get ready for your walking tour. So we're going to join a local guide and we're going to walk along the Royal Way. So we're going to see all kinds of the major sites like the 17th century Golden Gate and the Neptune Fountain. It's in front of the late Gothic Artist Court and the City Hall that dates back to the 14th and 15th centuries. And then you got the City Hall Tower. This offers a spectacular view of the city. I don't know. When I was touring earlier, I'm so mad at myself that I didn't take the time to go climb those stairs and go up to one of those towers. Because if you can actually get up to those towers, it is going to be a lot of stairs, but a pretty cool experience to get up there and then get that beautiful view of the city. So this is actually one of the most interesting buildings in Old Gdansk, and it's the St. Mary's Church. This is the largest Gothic church in Poland. Now, we're not done touring yet. We're going to include a afternoon sightseeing later on, and this is going to take us to, I don't have a picture of this one, but we've got our local guide will travel to the Alawa district with its impressive cathedral. It's got the famed Baroque organs and used for concerts during summer season. And then we're going to walk along and take a relaxing stroll in Sopot, where the home of the Europe's longest wooden pier, from where you can enjoy a beautiful view of the Bay of Gdansk and the Tri-City coastline. So very cool, right? I love this little city. This is a beautiful little city. You can see all the little outdoor cafes, coffee houses, shops. Even got an H&M right there. I could see a picture of it. So go and explore. We'll give you some free time here as well to get a little shopping in. And then we're going to continue on to a little, let me see if I got a picture of this one. Yeah, we do. We've got Jadine, I'm not sure how to pronounce this one, Gdynia, whose harbor is home to many famous ships, including the destroyer Blaskavka. This is a hard one for me, you guys, so I hope you can help me out later, but this is a tough one for me. But there's a big destroyer over here, and you guys get to check it out. It's a precious national relic. It's the only remaining ship built before World War II. And then you see the Dar Pomarza, a Polish sailing frigate. It's like a freight, currently preserved as a museum ship. Right there she is. And then later we're going to return to the hotel. I'll hold off on this one. In Gdansk after our day of exploring, and the evening is at your leisure. Now you guys just had a full day of touring, and then you're going to go back, freshen up at the hotel, and then get out and walk around because you've already had your city tour. You already are acclimated now, and your guides already pointed out some of the best restaurants. Now you're going to get to go out and go try some of that wonderful Polish food. So enjoy. And then again, get a good night's sleep. Our next day, we're heading out and we're going to have a wonderful excursion. Again, breakfast probably around 7 a.m. or so starts. Probably a excursion might start around 9 a.m. Okay. We'll depart the hotel. We're going to go by coach and we're going to take that to Malbork. We'll see the castle of the Tectonic Knights. My gosh, I love castles. Look at this castle. This is crazy. Outstanding feat of the late medieval defensive and residential architecture. And the site consists of 3 castles, and they're surrounded by separate fortifications, covering a total area of 52 acres for crying out loud. My goodness. I love this stuff. Check that out. It's just like out of a storybook. There's the old gate coming down. I mean, that's just crazy. Look at that. I like to put a couple extra photos in here for you. This was actually, built in the 13th and 14th centuries. UNESCO World Heritage Site now, you guys. So what a fortress. This is just amazing. Very, very cool day when you guys will be touring around here. Let's see. After we experience this medieval marvel, we're going to travel by coach and we'll check into our hotel in Warsaw. And that's the largest city in Poland. Here we go. We're staying probably at something like, I don't know if I have a picture of our hotel, but it looks like it's the Hotel Polinia Palace or something similar. We'll have an included dinner at the hotel, followed by an evening at leisure. So dinner's usually around 7 p.m. Okay, we're going to do a nice big touring out that day. Then we're going to drive into Warsaw. We'll probably have free time somewhere where we're going to stop for lunch on the way, and then get in, check into our hotel, relax a little bit, and then have an included dinner type of thing. And then if you do decide you want to stay up or go out and walk around and find a nice little cafe or something that plays music or drinks, you're more than welcome to do that. Our next day is in a full day sightseeing excursion. Okay. Breakfast is starting at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Good Lord, 6 to 10. But we're leaving at 9. So make sure you're up and ready. Get your nice full breakfast in. And then we're going to get out and do a nice full day sightseeing excursion. This is steeped in history. Warsaw is one of the most strategic cities in Europe. We'll discover the capital city, including a full day sightseeing excursion as you stroll along the Royal Way. Okay, we're going to go and see the Royal Castle, different palace. We'll view some of the most beautiful sights in the old town and the quaint market square. You're going to pass St. John's Cathedral and visit the Royal Castle, faithfully restored in its pre-World War II. Splendor and is restored in its World War II splendor and retaining many of its original furnishings. This was formerly the official residence of Poland's kings and home of the Polish Parliament, but now it houses the Castle Museum. So kind of cool. Now this is a really neat where we're going to be going. Let's see if I've got some information on this. We see this the Warsaw Rising Museum, which really it's a tribute for Warsaw's residents to those who fought and died for independence, Poland, and its free capital. Lots of history in Poland, as you know, and they were great flight aviators from what I hear as well. Let's see, we are going to go to Lazaniki Palace, or the Laziki Park, where the palace is at on the island. It's a classical style amphitheater that all awaits your discovery as we visit this beautiful parks area. And you'll see the look at the inside here. We got a few pictures. There's another picture of the parks area. And then, of course, Frederick Chopin's statue. He was born in 1810 and died in 1849. He's only 39 years old and 5'7". What an amazing composer. But I mean, we're all thinking about history that doesn't even go that far back. Look at the history you guys are gonna be learning on this trip. Wow, it's just amazing. I really want to go with you guys on this trip. We'll see the Wilanów Palace. This is the former royal palace. It's located in Wilanów district of Warsaw, Poland. It was built between 1677 and 1696 for the King of Poland, John III. And it's a wonderful Baroque residence of the former summer home of King Jan III Sobieski and one of the country's greatest national treasures. So after a full day of touring, you guys, I'll show you some pictures of the gardens here. And look at the inside of this place. Wow. I always get amazed by the size of the portraits and the paintings and everything. It's just really quite remarkable. After a full day of touring, the evening is yours to experience Warsaw on our own. And so you're gonna have dinner on your own that afternoon or evening and lunch on your own as well. But don't forget, you got a full-time guide. Everybody's going to show you where you can go and things like that and give you recommendations. On our next day, again, breakfast at your hotel, 9 a.m. around we'll depart. So that's not too early. That's not too bad. And we're going to depart. We're going to go for a little charming town. We're heading for the charming town of Krakow for a 3-night stay. But along the way, we're going to visit the Czeskochowa. I hope I'm saying that right, and enjoy an included lunch at a local restaurant. So we're going to have a visit of the monastery, and it means Jasna Gora, or Bright Mount, the third largest Catholic pilgrimage site in the world and the National Shrine of Poland. I guess I should show you some more pictures of this right here. I'll just go back to this photo while I read you this a little bit. And a local guide's going to join us. We'll provide a tour of this beautiful historic site. We'll see the icon of the Black Madonna, which is housed in the chapel of the Blessed Virgin, and it's credited with many miracles. And for centuries, the Polish people have believed this reverent painting holds supernatural powers. And then after our excursion journey on to Krakow we go, and we'll check into our hotel. And the rest of the evening will be planned free for you to go off on your own, enjoy dinner at your leisure. We're probably going to be staying at the Vienna House, Andrels in Krakow, or something similar. And then once you guys, on our next day, we will be getting up again, having a wonderful breakfast in the morning and getting ready for our included excursion of Krakow's Old Town. So Krakow is known for many things throughout history, including being a former capital of Poland. It's the home of late Pope John Paul II, and it's the only major city in Poland to remain unscathed by the World War II. And its old town was included on UNESCO's first list of World Heritage Sites. So on this morning sightseeing tour of the old town, we discovered the beauty of the magical city. It's highlighted the market square, the largest in Europe, whose layouts has remained unchanged. We're going to see that beautiful castle looks like here as well. This is the 16th century Gothic cloth hall, the world's oldest shopping mall. And then, of course, heading over, we'll see all the main sites like St. Mary's Church and the castle and all of this. Look at beautiful St. Mary's Church. The Jagiellonian University of Warwell Hill, the city's imposing castle coronation site of Polish monarchs. It's perched atop the hill, offering fantastic views of the town as well. There's the university, beautiful cathedral. And now, this is going to be a highlight of the trip coming up here right now, okay? Because this afternoon, okay, first excursion was 9 a.m. You're probably going to do like a 2 to 3 hour walking tour or something like that. And then you're going to have lunch on your own, time for shopping. And then later in the afternoon, we're going to do another excursion to the salt mine. I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, and I don't want to ruin it. But this afternoon, we're going to go by coach for the amazing sights of this salt mine. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a monument of the most famous attractions in the Krakow area. And upon arrival, you are going to descend by stairs into the mine, where a guide will walk you through the various displays. You are going to be astonished at each exhibit. It's lit up as you see the amazing artistry of the salt figures. The highlight of the visit is the underground marvel of the beautiful St. Kinga's Chapel. It's a cathedral with every feature carved out of salt. I mean, this is one of the biggest highlights. So don't let the stair thing worry you too much. Believe me, all of our travelers are at least, upper 60s to upper 80s sometimes. So I just know that this has been one of the marvels and one of the main incredible highlights of this trip. Give me 1 second. So that will be on our pretty big full day for you guys that day. And when you're done touring that, you'll head back to your to the hotel, of course, and then have dinner on your own and things like that. Our next day, again, breakfast, and then we'll have an included excursion to Auschwitz concentration camp museum. We're going to go by motor coach up there. It's of concentration camp museum of the martyrdom. The museum provides one of the most memorable lessons in modern European history. It's preserved by the Polish government as a state museum in 1947, and it became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979. The guided tour visits includes a film, and it shows the camp's liberation, the Flower Stern Death Wall, national memorials, the railway line, the remains of hundreds of barracks, all of which constitute a moving testimony to the number of lives lost through Nazi, across Europe, and just pretty sad. Something that we have to include on this, if it's something you didn't want to do, of course, you can always stay in a town. I know it's included on the tour. Next, we're going to have another included tour. So we're going to have time for lunch first on our own. And then we're going to depart Auschwitz for a guided visit of the Jewish quarter of the Kazimierz in Krakow. So the Kazimierz is also a major historic center of Jewish culture. It's since the 16th century. Its soul perished during the traumatic events of the Second World War, but many of the district's buildings, some still with the Yiddish inscriptions, have survived. And today, Jewish life and culture are undergoing a revival in Kazimierz, and many buildings have been restored, and the district's fashionable cafes, restaurants, and bars are nowadays filled with tourists from all over the world. The district's main attraction, let me show this, if I could keep going through here a little bit for you, is on the Zerkoka Street, where Schindler's List was filmed. And then we're going to return to Krakow at the end of the day with an included farewell dinner at the hotel for you on that as well. Here's Zakopane. Looks like, oh, you know what? Hang on 1 second. We don't have our farewell dinner tonight yet. My bad. I kind of jumped ahead here. Our next day, this is the extra day that we added in for you guys next year. We're going to, we may have, I think our farewell dinner is going to be on this night, not the night before. So on day 9. So we'll depart on a scenic full day excursion to the Zakopane, capital of the Tatra Mountains. This is where my president really wanted for you guys to go, because we wanted to get you guys out to the beautiful mountainous region. And it's all well known for its unique wooden architecture, and visit the village of Chocholot, famous for its Highlander architecture, where you'll taste the traditional sheep cheese and one of the shepherds in one of the little shepherds' huts. Look at this cute town. Are you kidding me? Here's those cute little those huts. I love it. Looks like little cabins. And there's that sheep's cheese. It's supposed to be really yummy. Different type of flavor, but I would try it all the same. I love cheese. A lunch of typical Highlander cuisine is provided at a local restaurant. before we return to Krakow. So you're going to get some really good culture today on this trip. And then we'll probably have our farewell dinner. If you ask me, I think it'll be on day 9. We head back to this beautiful, amazing city. And I'm going to put my camera back on for you guys. And then we've got this look at the city. I just want to stare at this picture for a little longer. It's gorgeous. Oops, I got the wrong date on here, you guys. You're going on October 7th. I'm not sure if I got that right in there. Free airfare. Okay. You guys check your flyers. Let me see if I've got your flyer. It looks like it's $44.48 per person. Deposit is $250 per person.
Oh, that's what
And is that right? And now you're going to see free airfare from Green Bay, which is normally about $1,600 per person in 2025. We're also including in the pricing the traveler protection plan. Okay. When you're going to Europe, you got cobblestones, you're going to be out of the country. Our insurance doesn't cover you there. So like your medical insurance. So it's always nice to buy an extra traveler protection plan. And we've included it in the pricing for you, so you don't have to worry. Now, this is canceled for any reason up until the date of departure, in case you guys can't go for any apparent reason. And you've got that traveler protection plan already included, so you'll get your full refund back of the purchase of the actual tour cost.
Can I make one quick?
Yeah.
A couple things. First of all, the free airfare is if you deposit before October 31st. On the first screen, it said September 30th.
Yeah, September 30th. We're just gonna let them know it's till September 30th right now. If you guys want to wait till October 31st, you can. I just know if she's got a big group, I'd rather see him book early than later, because I know this is really booking up quick for us. I'd see one
Deposit
little
is
question.
$699, with includes the insurance.
Okay. And then when we're done with this, I'm going to definitely send Julie and Tammy, everybody that came on today, and we'll make sure that everybody on that email will get their flyer in a res form. So you guys, if you're planning on joining them, you can fill that out with your passport info and send them a copy of your passport as well. Looks like we have, oh, somebody said that. Okay, that was Tammy. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I think I extended it for October 31st for you guys because you have your show so late, but that's okay.
One other thing on the sheet, there's actually 4 nights in Krakow instead of 3, like when you had the map.
Yeah, you know what? That we added that extra night. And I think when I showed this presentation last, it was for 2024 of this year's. So yes, thanks for pointing that out, Julie. The map, we have 4 nights in Krakow because now this is a 10-day tour versus a 9-day tour when it used to be 9 days. So you are spending 4 nights in Krakow. You're absolutely correct. 6, 7, 8, and 9 will be at the Vienna House Andals or similar in Krakow, Poland. And then you've got Julie's information here as well with her phone number and her email. And we can open it up to questions if anybody wants to ask any questions.
Hi, it's Bruce. I got a quick question. Weather-wise, what's the weather that time of the year, October in Poland?
Oh, Bruce, don't you know you're not supposed to check generic weather anymore? Because it's just so crazy. I mean, it's so crazy different. You just never know. Because look what happened last year. We had 60-degree weather in February and everybody was golfing. So what I would highly recommend, I mean, I can look it up for you right now because you guys it's like Poland right now. So if we wanted to,
yeah, is it fall weather?
Look up Krakow right now. Today was 75, 76 degrees and sunny. Beautiful. So what I would highly recommend, and normally I would go over this when we do a pre-travel document meeting, about 10 days prior to departure. We all pretty much have smartphones now. So usually on your smartphone, if you've got a Google Weather Map app or whatever, it usually allows you to put up to 6 cities in there. I would just start adding Gdansk and Warsaw and Krakow. I would put them all in there. And then when you're at about 10 days prior, you can really kind of keep an eye on if it's going to be 75 or is it going to be only 65 or you know what I mean?
Right.
So that'll
Okay.
help. But it sounds like beautiful weather, absolutely gorgeous weather.
Okay.
So I have a question too. So I was wondering, you know, I know we're gonna have some time in the evenings to go some places. So are we just walking or do they have taxis? Do they have Ubers?
Oh yeah, you got Ubers and taxis, absolutely. And when you everything's pretty close in some of the cities where we're staying by our hotels. And when you have your local guide or the actual tour manager that's with you, they're going to make suggestions when you're out on your first morning walking tour. But if you obviously want to go somewhere, you can get a taxi for sure or an Uber. There's another app over there that they'll probably tell you what it is that they use. Like, you know how we have Waze or what's the other one? Not Waze.
It might be Bolt, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what it
Bolt
is. That's
popular.
what it is. It's Bolt. They were just showing me that when I was in Europe, and she told me I should use that. So yeah, you can definitely do that as well.
So I also see that Kristen has a question and she's asking about having a rough draft of the itinerary available that we can look at.
So these are
I
easier.
think that's these flyers, right, Julie?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
we
we
can-
need to email those flyers to everybody.
Or we can pop
I
some
could
in.
try. I could try and do a new share and see if I could pull up your flyer.
Um,
Hmm.
the other question Dave has is Kristen's husband wants to know what time the bar closes.
When you leave. He'll be the
Okay.
last one in there. I don't know. I don't know if I
It's gonna
can
be
pull this
interesting
up.
with Dave.
And then
Yeah.
I see Lori Smith is she's asking, what if someone doesn't have a passport yet when signing up?
That's not going to be a problem. If you want to save your spot on the tour, you just let us know you're applying for your passport right now. Please try to give us your name, the way you're going to put it on your passport if you've never had a passport. Make sure that part's correct with your birth date, because that's really a lot of the most important. Some people just forget that they added their middle name or whatever, because it's all about the airline reservations and stuff. So as long as you just let my assistant Kayla know that this person's applied for a passport, and then those usually take Wisconsin. I don't know how long they're taking up in Wisconsin right now, but I would give it a good 5 weeks maybe.
It's actually been
Uh,
coming back quicker. We've been
Good.
in about 3 weeks.
Oh, perfect. Yep,
So, but
that's great.
don't
They're
delay
back on.
because-
They're back on schedule.
Yeah, it's good to get it
Oh, so
taken
it's
care of.
European charger. Yeah.
We need a European cell charger, and is it safe to walk the streets at night? It's supposed to be very safe out there. It's supposed to be amazingly clean, safe, great city. I've had 2 coworkers go to Poland this year. And anything that I will write down and ask them every single question you want me to ask them, that they just absolutely loved it. Cell phone charges. No, you don't need any European. We will go over all those little intimate details at the pre-travel document meeting. Okay. Actually, hang on a second. I've got some documents with me I can pull up right now. So when you're in Europe, hang on, let me pull this over a little bit.
The most important question, is there a Packer bar there?
There could be a Packer bar there. You never know.
You can find one in every European
I'm
city.
telling
There's
you.
gotta be.
I am telling you. I saw people walking around with Packer shirts on in Prague.
Mhm.
And that's
Wow.
not that far away from Poland.
Right.
Let me just take a look. Usually, like for your phone chargers, that's just you don't need a converter for that. You just need a European adapter. It's a 2-prong adapter. Actually, you know what? Do I have one with me right now?
You can actually get them at Walmart too.
Yeah, Amazon, 3 for like $11. Just
Yeah.
put European adapter in. That's just going to go into the wall, and then that way you can plug your phone, your charger with your American plug into that plug. If you use a hairstyling tool, you got to make sure it's dual voltage. Like you could buy one at Walmart and just see if I have a hair straightener and I use it for curling and hair straightening, and it says dual voltage on it. I don't have to worry about using a converter. If you have one that doesn't have dual voltage, you'll need to buy a converter. But again, all this information you will get 2 to 3 weeks prior to departure that will give you that kind of information.
And it's almost cheaper to just go to Walmart, buy a new curling iron.
Yeah, $30 I
Your
paid.
hair can get fried. I had that happen to me
Yeah.
long time ago.
Your hair
So
gets fried, and then your curling iron gets fried
makes
out.
a difference.
And then you got
I'm-
nothing to use by the rest of the week. There is like hair dryers at all the hotels, free Wi-Fi at the hotels. Sometimes you might need a little bit of money for public restrooms. You know, sometimes you have a public restroom, they're going to charge you 50 cents or $1.
Oh.
A lot of times when you're walking around on your own, you're better off just going in a cafe, grabbing a cup of coffee, and using the restroom sometimes. But that's why we give you time. You have a nice breakfast, go upstairs, freshen up, use the restroom. If we're coaching anywhere, there's usually an emergency restroom on the coach. And obviously, if we're driving anywhere longer than 2 hours, we are going to stop for a restroom break somewhere.
Or a bar break.
Or a bar break. No, I don't know. Maybe, you never know. Hey, what I don't see in your drink container won't hurt me.
So I have a question also, because we don't travel very much. Julie, I know you talked about going over maybe some tips. Like any other tips for us? I mean, these were good ones, the European cell charger, but I mean like packing and
I actually have a whole
So
pile of tips.
all those packing tips, guys, you're getting ahead of the game. This is over a year away. You won't even you might lose 10 pounds and not even fit in the clothes. So don't start packing yet. All of those great information that you need is going to be in your documents. Mayflower, the one thing we really take pride in is really prepping you guys for these trips. I'm looking at a set of docs right now, and it goes all over cell phone, postage, public restrooms, medical equipment, wheelchair information, customs, liability, gives you packing tips. Packing tips, I'll tell you packing tips. Dress in layers, pack some of your clothes in Bruce's suitcase, some of Bruce's in your suitcase. That way, depending on what your airline reservations are, if you have to, if we have a nonstop, great. It still can get delayed, still possibly could get lost. You've got clothes and now hit some of his suitcase and some in yours.
So I don't have to wear her dress or anything.
Yeah, you hopefully not, but I've heard that's happened before.
He has worn
Also,
dresses.
I will go over all of that at the doc meeting as well. I always say, you know, you can check a bag up to 50 pounds. You don't want it to weigh 50 pounds yet, because you're going to bring home all kinds of goodies and souvenirs. And then you get a carry-on and a personal item. Personal item goes under your seat like a purse. Carry-on could be a big backpack, or whatever you're going to be putting up above the plane. Always bring some extra underwear. Pack that in your carry-on. Pack your medications in your carry-on. Pack your jewelry in there. Make a copy of your passport. I am going to cover everything for you guys on that when you do your doc meeting. Okay.
Tammy mentioned to me earlier, she wondered, is there a minimum age? Like, are kids
there is.
Is it probably 15 maybe and above?
I want to say 16, but honestly, let me double check, because this just came up with the last group that has somebody who has to be 16, but I want to say it had to be to get into something. So I'll double check that. Usually our age group, international is different. So I want to double check before I tell you anything. I mean, sometimes we tell people 6 years old is a minimum. I mean, but nobody ever takes 6-year-olds unless their grandparents are bringing them on like a Yellowstone tour or something. But anybody 12 and up is considered an adult as far as paying wise. You got to remember, when you're bringing a young kid, these are European hotels, and they're going to not have 2 big double beds in them, most likely, like we are spoiled at in the US. Normally, they're 2 twin beds in a room, or 1 double bed in a room for 2 adults. So if you're looking to get a triple and bringing a kid, we would need to know that, and then we need to request every hotel to see if they would accommodate triples.
I did ask already about the
Okay, good.
triples, and they said no, not on this trip.
Okay.
You have to get 2 rooms.
Doesn't mean they can't get 2 rooms, possibly get adjoining rooms, requesting them to be adjoining of some sort, put one adult with them, you know what I mean?
But not
I'd
too.
love to see him bring a family. I'll double check the age on that for you.
Also, one thing, and you mentioned it, but we have some friends that live in Minnesota, and they
Okay.
might be coming, and the airfare, you can get the free airfare.
Yes,
big
out of Minneapolis.
Yep, or
You-
other cities as well.
Yeah,
So,
yes. Any of the US, could you just US, no Alaska, no Hawaii.
Right.
Okay, but any of the other cities, it's good.
Mhm.
So I see there's a question here, a couple of them, but it says, will we be able to enjoy or hear polka music while in Poland? Is Bruce or Tammy playing anywhere?
Oh, that's awesome. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. You guys got numerous evenings on your own. Go out and find a place that's got the polka music and ask your guide or your tour manager or even concierge at your hotel, where's the nearest bar that plays polka music? Nowadays, we got our smartphone and you can probably find it on your phone as well. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to find that. I could also ask my coworkers if they have any recommendations. That sounds fun.
I don't think we'll be bringing our concertinas, though. I know I talked to Julie about that. Hopefully we can find a concertina if there's one, we'll play it, you guys.
I'm not sure what this means. What events are included or are exceptions for the travel insurance? I'm not sure what that means. Events? What events? What does that mean? We can send you a copy of a traveler protection plan pamphlet if you want to learn about what insurance, like what it covers. If you're just wondering, like when you're over there, what it covers, if that's what you're asking. So say you're over there, slipped, twisted your ankle, need to go to the doctor. Okay. It's going to cover 25,000 medical expenses, 24-hour worldwide assistance, $2,000 baggage and travel documents, $500 baggage delay up to $100 a day, $2,800 travel delay up to $200 per day or up to 14 days. So God forbid you got stuck in Poland for whatever any reason, you got up to $200 a day to pay for your hotel and food and stuff like that on your insurance.
So the insurance is really important. I never travel anywhere without travel insurance in this day and age. And I've actually had to use it a couple times. So that's why we included it in the deposit price and in the trip cost, because believe me, anything can happen and you do not want to be in a foreign country without travel protection.
Sorry, I'm
So
laughing at this comment over here.
Yeah.
Somebody's packing your undies for you, Bruce.
Yeah. It's gonna be a hoot with this couple.
Double occupancy, 2 beds per room, Eric is asking. So on your reservation form, if you have 2 people to a room, it's going to give you a question, 1 bed or 2. Okay. We'll give you 1 bed or 2. There's only so many singles on this, though, if you guys have people that are singles and stuff. So you don't want to take up too many singles because then you'll have less people that can go on the trip. But yeah, on your res form, just put down 1 bed or 2 beds if you'd like. Somebody says, sounds like a good trip. Looking forward to it. All right. We don't know who you are, Mr. Anonymous attendee, but we want to get you a res form and a flyer. So, and then Lori, is 1 check bag per person included in this price? Yes, it is. 1 big suitcase up to 50 pounds. Like I said, don't overload that bad boy. I took one to Europe and then I had 2 bottles of wine I wanted to bring home. And I was like, how am I going to bring these home without breaking them? So I shoved them in my socks, both ends, wrapped them up in some pants and just prayed. Now I'm bringing Ziploc baggies and stuff next time, just in case. Cause, it's always nice to buy anything that you guys like, whether it be t-shirts or hats or Christmas ornaments or nice little goodies and stuff, to bring home for friends and family or just yourself. All right, let's see if there's any more questions. Here's some more. Could we talk more about options for outbound, inbound flights? If we don't, yeah, Chicago's available. If you're coming from Chicagoland,
Coming from Green
Okay.
Bay.
Outbound or inbound flights from Chicago, or if we do not want to leave from Green Bay? You can fly from Chicago if you want. If you live up by Green Bay, if you live up by where you're at, if that's who this is asking, then our closest pickup to where you're at is in probably Fond du Lac. We pick up people at the Radisson and Fond du Lac and bring you down to Chicago O'Hare Airport, and you can leave your car there. I think it's for $25 for a week, and you register your license plate and they keep an eye on it in the parking lot. You can talk to Julie about that in a little bit more detail if you have specific questions. And the airfare is still free in that case, yes. How long is the flight? I don't know. 8 hours?
Probably about
9?
8 hours actual flying time to Europe, typical.
It was 8.5 hours for me to fly to Zurich, and then another hour and a half to get to, or no, wait, where did I go to? Frankfurt. Wait, where was I? Zurich to Prague was another hour and a half. I flew home from Budapest. That was like a big flight. That was a long flight. You guys aren't going quite as far, I don't think. So, honest to God, it's not that bad. You're so excited. You get there, you get on the flight, you relax, start watching a movie. Before you know it, you're into your movie. And next thing you know, they're serving you drinks. There comes your drinks, Bruce. Free drinks on the flight. Then you're into maybe a second movie. Your dinner's coming. Then you're going to get a nice big nap in. If you can try to fall asleep on a plane, you want to try to fall asleep for at least 4 hours. They wake you up almost 2 hours before you land to feed you breakfast. And then you can put on another quick, something to watch really quick before you land. Before you know it, you're there. It really goes by pretty quick. Let's see if we got any more. Here's another one. How much Polish liquor can we bring back? Ooh, you know what? That's interesting. I had people ask me what we can bring to Poland. And I was asking my coworkers, and they're like, Judy, it's not a third world country. What the heck do you think they want? So I Googled it, and you know what came up? Liquor. They wanted us to bring them liquor. They wanted the bourbon and stuff that they don't get in Poland, or something that they don't normally get in Poland, like beef jerky or something, I don't know, something weird, chocolates or whatever. I don't know how much you can bring back, but I wouldn't declare it and tell everybody you got a bunch in your suitcase. I mean, what they don't find, they don't know. Just hopefully it doesn't break and starts pouring out. That did happen to me once. Who is the carrier for the flight? Well, we don't know that because we need 10 to 12 people registered. And then at 11 months prior to departure, which you're looking at in November 7th or so, if you've got 10 or 12 people already booked by then we're going to go after your air schedules. But I will tell you that we do work with Star Alliance Group, Lufthansa, United, Swiss Air, American, people like that, the bigger airlines. All right, I think we've answered everybody's questions, you guys. Let's see, did I have one more? Okay, oh, she's got the...
If somebody would like a
that
printed
didn't allow me to,
brochure,
that didn't let me open that up.
if somebody would like a printed brochure, just give me a call and I'll be happy to mail it out for you too.
Julie,
We have some here.
I have some too, but I also added in the chat, I have a PDF, a compressed version there, if you guys can see that.
I couldn't open that. I tried to open it just now and it didn't open.
Okay, I'm not sure why. But yeah, reach out to Julie or reach out to Bruce and myself if you guys want. And
Well, I'm gonna email you guys the list of the email people that were on here because they had to sign in with an email. And I would just copy and paste and just shoot that flyer in a res form. If you want me to attach it to my email to you, I'll be more than happy to do that. That might be quick.
that sounds
Okay.
good. Mhm.
Thank you so much, everybody. Did we get one more question? I don't know. I thought I seen one more come up.
Oh, yeah. No, chat is disabled for this webinar. Okay.
Is that good? All right, you
Okay.
guys have a great evening, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I want to
Thank
go to
you.
Poland. I want to go to Poland. I got myself excited on that.
Thanks,
Thanks.
everybody.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Take care. Have a great evening. Bye, you guys.
Bye-bye.